Getting really good and mastering orchestral mockups involves a lot of work. Most people think, though, it's about buying a bunch of expensive plugins and instruments. I'm telling you, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry about my voice. I'm having a little bit of a cold, and my wife finds it really sexy. Hi there, this is Sam with Second Year Sound. Really nice to see you here, and hopefully you don't have a cold. So, Black Friday. Now we can finally afford all those instruments and plugins we always wanted. But most of you will probably find out that it still doesn't make a huge difference. It doesn't give you more creativity. It doesn't really sound that much different. So I'm here to tell you that you need to focus on this thing completely differently. You need to stop thinking about the latest plugins and instruments. We'll get there eventually. What you need to start with is, what do I want to do? What genre do I want to focus on? What do I really want to master? And you need to get specific on that idea. You need to go out and find that music that you really want to work on. Listen to it intently. Really study it. So I actually give an assignment to some of my students that I teach in Sweden. I tell them to go and buy the score, How to Train Your Dragon by John Powell. It costs money, but it's not that much. It's definitely cheaper than a virtual instrument, and it's a great investment. So then they have to listen to the original music as much as they really humanly can and look at the score at the same time. So yes, it involves knowing how to read music. And by the way, if you don't, it's a really good investment that doesn't take you long. It's very good to know if you want to be a composer. And you don't have to master it. You just need to know what's going on the score. So you'll listen to the music and you look at the score, and now awareness starts to creep in. You're not just hearing something, you understand what's going on. What are all the different layers doing? What are all the different instruments doing? What are the dynamics? How many instruments of each? And all that stuff is like opening a treasure trove and realize, that's what's happening in here. That's the first step, which is kind of a duh for most people. Of course, I need to study music, right? But looking at the music is really key. Then, step number 2 is to do mock-ups of this specific score. Eventually, the whole thing, which is a lot of work. But you can start with just a few bars or a specific texture that you really like and you want to know how it's working. By doing that, you will really master mock-ups, because that's what we're talking about here. You will understand how your specific instrument and your DAW works in order how to get a sound that is as close as humanly possible to the original recording. So it's not just about putting MIDI notes and trumpet. It says trumpet, so I'm going to put trumpet. No, you might have to layer, you might have to put different articulations, you might have to EQ, play with reverbs, do a lot of research, and really work hard until the sound sounds the same. It's about knowing how mock-ups work. And this is something that is not really taught out there yet. Well, my school is doing that a little bit, but most universities, until recently at least, just teaching you traditional orchestration, which is great. I love that. 4-part writing and counterpoint and a bunch of other things. Very important, good things to know. I recommend it. But it's very expensive, and even getting a teacher is very expensive, which I also recommend, because if somebody has studied all that and they're really good at orchestration, they probably don't know how to do mock-ups anyway. You can do this. This is totally possible. This is the way to do this, and you will see results if you work at this. 2 more steps here to help you along a little bit. And that is, you need to have some kind of a calendar or a piece of paper or something that you can see next to your workstation or maybe on your fridge. And each day you make a mark every time you have composed, every day. And the challenge here is to start with doing 10 days straight. Maybe you can start with 3 days straight if you find it's too hard. And if you can do 10 days straight, you can set another goal. So every time you miss a day and you haven't reached that goal, you start over. But another thing to that is that you set a minimum time every day how long you need to work. Listen carefully to this. This is very important. A lot of people say, well, I probably need 2-3 hours then, so that's going to be my minimum time, and then I'll get a lot of stuff done. Wrong. It's nothing wrong with working that many hours. That's probably good. But in fact, most people can't really do more than 3 hours of composition every day anyway, because it's too much. You need to set a minimum time. That means no matter what, if you're stressed, you're tired, you're sick, or whatever, you can always do that time. So even if I have no time that day, I still have time to do. All right, so that could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And some people say, oh, that's ridiculous. That's nothing, right? Yes, but I didn't say that you have to stop after 5 minutes. I said the minimum time you have to work, then you can always continue if you want to. But as long as you've done that minimum time, you can set a mark on your calendar. That's how you build muscle of discipline, right? If you're gonna lift weights, you can't start with the heaviest things immediately because you just hate doing that stuff. But you build your muscles and you can do more. Same thing here. So I just wanted to say that I also have a Black Friday offer. I have a course that will help you with all these steps. It's not a course teaching you how to orchestrate and do music theory and all that. Even I do teach that as well, but not in this course. This course is actually helping you to set up a really good work structure, how to set up a template, how to not get stuck, how to get motivated and do all that, which is quite difficult. You know, it's a real big game in your mind if you're gonna do all this. So I just showed you a simple trick that can help you with the discipline. But this course has tons of tricks in order to get you really going when it's hard. You don't have to buy this course. You don't need it in order to make this. You can do it yourself. You know now what to do. Get a score, study it, do mock-ups for a long time, and you will master this. But this course is a great support for you if you feel like you need some extra support. And right now I have a 40% off until the end of December. If you put that code in that I put down here, you'll get 40% off. So that's something you can maybe try out. So let's get back to this thing again. I know I talked about before about when should I get plugins and instruments? Because yes, there is some truth that you might need better instruments, but here's the difference. Now when you know what to do and you know what score you want to study and what sound you're after, it's a lot easier now to know what plugins you need to buy for real. It's not about, oh, I need to buy the latest and greatest, coolest that everybody else has. It's really, I need to get this specific sound, and I can't because I don't have that articulation or that vibrato or that sound or that reverb, whatever it is. So you know very specifically, I need this product. And then you have a goal. You can save up to it and you can feel, wow, I really got it and I need it and now I can work more. It's not just a product you bought and you threw it on the pile. Then you don't have to get lost in, oh, it's a sale, I have to buy. No, you know exactly what you're after. You have a path now. See, it's so different, right? Then you can actually forget about all Black Fridays. It's not important to you. You know what you want to do. You know what music you want to create. But I also want to say that you probably have enough already. You have enough to start work on these concepts now. You don't need to go out and buy a new library in order to do what I just told you. You take the instruments you have and you work with those because you will learn how to master them too. You will understand how to get the best sound out of what you already have. And that is what a mock-up master is. They know how to produce the best sound of whatever they have. That's what you're interested in. And eventually you can even create a template out of those discoveries that you have. You discovered that those trumpets with that articulation and that EQ and that reverb put together sounds like this. And you know that, you don't have to tweak it. You just put it in a template and boom, and you can write music instantly. That's what you were after. Okay, so now you know. Don't buy more plugins. Invest in this skill. And if you want, you can always try my course if you need some extra support. All right, that's it for this time. Hope you enjoy these tricks. Go and get at it. Write more music. Have a good time until I see you next time.